All right, hey everybody, Ben Painter here. Today we're going to do a quick demo install for the Commander 3. We've got our new line of drives here, Commander 2, Commander 3. As the name would suggest, this is the 3-wire version. This will work on 3-wire single-phase motors as well as 3-wire 3-phase motors. So we're going to go ahead and hook this up just like we would if you come up for factory training here. We're in the Flint and Walling Training Center here in Kendallville, Indiana. We're going to hook it up, show you how easy it is, how quick you can get this thing up and running. So Commander 3 here. First thing we're going to do is get it all mounted up to the wall here. And we've got 4 different spots that you can mount it in. For the sake of time today, we're going to go ahead and just mount it to the top 2 here onto this cart. And we'll go ahead and secure it on the back here. All right, whoop. All right, now shameless plug, if you come up to Flint and Walling for any sort of factory training, we'll go through this setup here, but we'll also do an additional segment here on troubleshooting, all the different basic troubleshooting things from how to troubleshoot a motor, test your line-to-line resistance, detecting short circuits, things like that. We'll also run through any sort of trip that may occur with this drive out in the real world. But now we've got this thing hooked up onto the wall here. We'll pop open the cover with these hinges here. All right, so as we see it now, we've got our main board here with our dip switches, basically our menu options. We've got a PSI dial as well as an underload dial. We've got this terminal block here, which is where we're going to plug our transducer into. Incoming power, output to motor. So pretty simple stuff here. We're going to go ahead and bring in our incoming power here. And we'll go ahead and wire this all in. May have to loosen up a few of these terminals here. Go ahead and tighten that down. Okay, incoming power is good. We're going to connect our motor that's down here in this pit, right below the cart here. We're going to go yellow. Get our red in there. Get our black and our ground. Go ahead and tighten those down. All right, got our incoming power, output to the motor. Last thing we've got to put in here is our transducer wire here. So we're going to come up through the bottom. And we've got 2 leads on this transducer. And the brown we're going to throw into S1. And the blue is going to go into S2 right here. And we'll go ahead and tighten those down as well. Okay, All right, so we've got our incoming power hooked up, output to our motor hooked up, we've got our transducer hooked up. The only thing we've got left to do is program this thing to run the pump that we've got down here in this pit. So what we're running down here is a 3-wire, 3-phase, 1.5 horse motor. So what I'm going to do is just set this up to run that motor. So we're always going to start when you're setting this thing up with switch bank number 1. Switch bank number 1 is having everything to do with what motor we're running. So we've got this, we've got a blown out version of what you're looking at down here. So the first 5 dip switches here in bank 1 are based on your horsepower. So we start with half and we go all the way up to 2. This is the Commander 3, so we can go all the way up to a 2 horsepower. So 1.5 horse here is number 4. So I'm going to go ahead and switch on number 4 dip switch just like this. So number 4 is on. Number 6, submersible centrifugal. I'm going to leave 6 on submersible. 7, 3-phase, 3-wire. Now 7 I can leave off in the 3-phase position. If this were a 3-wire single-phase motor, I'd want to turn 7 on. 8 is not used. So dip switch bank number 1, we just want to make sure we've got the 1.5 horse turned on. Moving down to bank number 2. Bank number 2 is everything having to do with your pressure. Okay, so if you think of it, motor, pressure, and additional options here in bank 3 we'll get to here in just a minute. So option number 1 here is pressure switch or pressure transducer. I've got a transducer here, so I'm going to turn on number 1 for transducer. That's on. The next 3 options, 2, 3, 4, are fast, medium, slow. That is just reaction time between the drive and the transducer. I typically recommend you just leave that off. That's not something that you normally would have to adjust, but if you do notice excessive pressure fluctuations at startup or while running, you can go ahead and increase the sensitivity there. Number 5 here in bank 2 is our drawdown. It's at 20% if it's turned on, 5% if it's turned off. So we're going to leave it at 5%, which would be equal to a 5-pound drawdown on this 0 to 100-pound transducer that we put in the box. So we'll move on down here to bank number 3. What you want to do here is you've got steady flow, broken pipe. I'm going to go ahead and turn broken pipe on. That's number 2. We'll go ahead and turn that on. That's a good feature to keep on these drives. Number 3 is small tank, large tank. We've got a small tank here, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that off. And then the next 2 options, number 4 and number 5, are if we're operating with a pressure switch. So that's an aggressive bump or bump mode. So you can turn bump mode on or off, or you could add a little more aggressiveness to it by turning both of them on. Other than that, we're done. So we've got 1.5 horse, we've got it on 3-phase, we've got transducer, we've got broken pipe turned on, small tank. Want to confirm here a few things. I always want to confirm that my underload dial, there's a little arrow indicator on the dial itself, is lined up with the printed line on the actual board. And then here's our pressure set point. I've got it right now at about 50 PSI. We'll take that up to about 60 PSI there. And there you have it. That's installing the drive, hooking it up, wiring it up, just making your selections on the 3 dip switch banks. So we'll go ahead and close the lid here. We've got about, looks like a little bit of pressure here in the line. We'll go ahead and kick it on and see what she does. Power light's gonna blink here. Status is indicating that we're running the motor. See our pressure running up here. Running about 10 gallons a minute. We'll cut her back just a little bit. We're getting a little closer to that 60 PSI here. Maybe dial that pressure back just a little bit. There we go. There we go. We're running at about 60 psi, 5 gallon a minute. Got both our power and status lights on. We'll go ahead and close the valve here. We're going to hold at 60. We'll see that the drive will go into standby mode because we're not running water and we're at pressure set point. There you go. Commander 3, easy as that.